I've always been a fan of art. I've always been very artistic, and I never knew exactly what I could do with that as far as a career would go. So my first interest was the animation, so I was going to come here for digital media. And after being here for a while, I decided that graphic design was probably a little more realistic for me, and I got a little more interested in that field and doing print work and whatnot.
I kind of got drawn into the school by pretty much online browsing. I figured I needed to attend to school sooner or later. Couldn't find a job, so figured school would be my next bet, and I found this school online.
Some of the challenges that I've had here are probably dealing with stress and learning how to deal with clients, for example. Since I'm still a student, it's all new to me, so I have instructors come up to me and help me. It's like, listen, this is what you have to do in this situation with a client, or this is how you should approach this situation or this problem. Here's how you can solve it. Price ranges and whatnot, just great advice from them because they're people that have already done it. Also stress, you know, it's kind of teaching me like work at a pace. Don't try to make everything absolutely beautiful, just make it work. Keep it simple. So a lot of good advice from that.
My fondest memory would probably have to be Game Jam last year. We have 48 hours to make a game over the weekend, so everybody's working here in the school over the weekend, and it's a lot of sleepless nights and coffee, so it was a lot of fun.
I think the class sizes are pretty decent. There's not really an overwhelming amount of students inside of a classroom. The biggest classroom I was in was probably about 30 students, and that was one time. And that was just because the one class was offered and more students needed that class. So, but average classroom size between 5 and 15 students, which is actually really handy because that allows more time for instructors to interact with the students on the time period that they have in the class.
When I first started out, my very first class was Illustrator, and I was in the class with Mr. Cedric Poole, who was a very good friend of mine. And having him in that class was when we first met, and we sat next to each other, and I would see what he was doing, and it really pushed me to do better. And I was thinking, wow, that's incredible. I have to do, you know, my best to stack up to this. And he said that he felt the same way about me, that he would see what I was doing and he would think, wow, I got to do something great because he's doing something incredible. And it was that friendly rivalry almost, in a way. And it was just, I don't know, it was really enjoyable to do that because I don't think I've had that in any other classes other than that one I was in. So that was definitely a memory I look back on from the school.
I would say being interviewed multiple times about this type of class, actually. It was kind of fun because it gives me the second-hand experience of being the one on camera instead of being the one looking through the camera. So I kind of get both aspects and learning both ways.
The material taught in class will definitely help me in the future. I still can't make up my mind with what it is I want to do specifically, so it's almost like everything I'm learning in class, I want to do everything. I know I won't be able to wear all the hats, but I know in the future I'm going to have to focus on one thing or the other, be it screenwriting, being audio production, or storyboarding, or video production, editing, anything. I love it all. I will get to the point where I focus on one thing, but at least, even though I don't end up doing everything, I'll be knowledgeable enough in every other aspect that'll come in handy in the future.
My plans for when I graduate is I want to definitely get into the game industry. There's a couple companies here in Michigan that do games, but I definitely want to try to go out to California. That's kind of like my goal, is to end up out there.
I would recommend this school. It was recommended to me by a cousin, and I've recommended it to a couple of friends of mine, some family members, because a lot of the people that I know are in this location. It's convenient.
I have a lot of friends that actually do a lot of amateur work and I've seen the things they can do and have a lot of potential to actually succeed through this school.
If you have the drive to succeed, then the school is definitely the first step into getting into the program that you want to be in.